Hello, it's good to see you. Today we are going to be making two types of Christmas cookies from kits. I have two kits here that I picked up at Aldi just the other day. This first kit is called Yuletide Twirls. It's a holiday sugar cookie kit. It's really cute. So I've never made these before, so it'll be my first time. And I also have Elf decal sugar cookies. So basically it looks like, from reading the instructions, you're just making sugar cookies, and then right before they're completely done, you put these cute little decals on them, and it has Elf on the Shelf pictures. So this makes 8 cookies, and this makes probably more. This makes 16 cookies. Wow. So now, of course, the instructions for each are a little bit different. They both require butter. This one also requires an egg yolk, and this one requires a little bit of milk. And the directions are a little bit different for making them. So we're going to be making them in stages. It does look like these are going to be a little bit easier. These have a recipe on the back that are good for kids. So if you want to make something with some, your kids, and you want them to participate, it has instructions here for the adults and the kids. Like, the adults do some stuff and the kids do some stuff. So it's really simple. It just comes with the sugar cookie mix and then the little edible decal sheets. So we're going to do both of these. So let's get started. Oh, and this has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to show you. I bought a 12-pack of my Pepsi here. This one is sealed up, but it's totally empty. It's totally sealed, and it has a little bit of pressure to it, but there's nothing in it. I just thought that was funny. Okay, let's make cookies. Okay, we are ready to start getting our cookies ready right here. But before we do, I want to just take a moment and show you my beautiful mixing bowls. Aren't they pretty? I got these at an antique store. They're not really antiques, but look, they're all different. And they have this cool little speckled pattern. It's on the outside and the inside. So we're going to be using these today to get our cookies ready. We're going to start with the Yuletide Twirls. Now that's these, the little twirly cookies. We're going to start with those. And we have unsalted butter softened, and some 2% milk, and some wax paper. And we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. All right. Now, I have already lightly greased a baking sheet and set it aside. Now it says the next step is, in a medium-sized bowl, combine the red cookie mix, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 1 tablespoon of milk. Mix until well blended and dough has formed, and then you're going to repeat in separate bowls with the remaining green cookie mix and classic cookie mix. So start with the red. Here I have, that's the green one. That's the classic, and because it has it printed on the package. That's green twirl. That's classic twirl. And then this one is red twirl mix. So the good thing about this recipe is you don't have to add a bunch of food coloring and all that. So I'm going to add the red to the bowl. We'll just put it in here. Okay, so we're going to start with this red twirl mix. And my hands are clean. I'm going to go ahead and cut this open. Just like that. So that's our red twirl right there. So to that, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of softened butter and 1 tablespoon of milk. Oh, look at it. It turned pink. Oh, wow. And there are a bajillion different ways you can do this. I'm just gonna take my little spoon, and this butter is softened. I'm just using this silicone little spoon, and I'm flattening the butter and mixing it in with that little bit of milk. It just calls for a tablespoon of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter. Oh my gosh, it already smells good. You're just mixing it together until you get a dough. Okay, there we've got our dough. Look at it. It's just all mushed. It's mushed. There's our dough for that one. This bowl, I believe, is too little to mix in. We'll do one in this one. All right, let's go ahead and do the green. I think this is the perfect bowl for green. Okay. Add our tablespoon of milk. Wonder what it's going to do. That was underwhelming and just sort of blooped there. Okay, and there are 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Blop. Okay. It's sticking into my little spatula. It makes these little pellets of happiness. Okay, I got this one done. This one I actually had to do a bit by hand, but that's okay. So now we have the red and the green, and now we have to do the classic. This is just plain old sugar cookie mix with no coloring. So we'll open this bag up. Okay. We have our teaspoon of milk for that, and our 2 tablespoons of butter as well. There we go. And just start mixing it together. Okay, now I'm just gonna press it with my clean hands. And there we have just our plain sugar cookie dough. All right, now we have prepared our 3 doughs. We have the red in here, just the regular in there, and the green in here. Now we need wax paper for the next step. We want to start with a piece of wax paper. Now, I'm going to try this Pam baking made with flour, perfect release, which sounds like something from Idiocracy, but you're supposed to be able to use this instead of like flouring a cake pan. And one thing the recipe suggested was, or the kit suggested, placing the pieces of dough between lightly floured sheets of wax paper. So I'm going to spray a little bit of this on there and we'll see how it does. I feel like I should spread that around a little. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to collect the dough. Okay, I have my green dough here. I realized I let someone borrow my rolling pin and I don't have it back. So I'm going to have to roll this out with, I put another piece of floured wax paper over top, and I'm just using this can as a rolling pin. So it's supposed to be roughly a 6 by 8 inch rectangle. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's not a rectangle, it's kind of an amorphous blob at this point. Looks like something that you would look at under a microscope. But if we can get a roughly 6 by 8 inch rectangle out of there, I guess it's okay. What do you think? Okay. That's good enough. So there's the green. Okay, I have floured another sheet of wax paper. It's like a heart. I have my red sugar cookie dough here. I'm just patting it for the moment. Okay. I'm going to spray another sheet. Okay, I put the paper over it. Now we're going to roll it. There's our big bloody spot. This looks like a big blood stain. Okay, I've prepared another piece here. I added the flour spray to it. This Pam baking made with flour. We're going to place this on there. This is just the regular cookie dough. There, and press it out a little bit. Get some little pieces. Yeah, look at it. It's nice. I have floured this one on the underside and placed it on top. And now we are going to roll this one. This one seems to roll a little easier. Maybe I'm just getting used to it. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay. At this point, we are supposed to stack the green dough starting on the bottom on a piece of waxed paper. We will just leave it on the one it's currently sitting on. Oh, it pulled right away. Look at that. Very easy. Next, I'm going to add the classic dough on top of the green. Let's see if it just comes off. I could just slap it on there. And peel this away. Okay. I wish I had turned it a little more, but I'm going to tear it up if I try to move it. And then over top of that, we put the red. Ooh. All right, it looks like a sad sandwich. I am now supposed to gently press the dough together. It's heavy. Gently press it together. And now from the widest part, which I guess is going to be here. I guess it was supposed to be in more of a triangle, but I don't care. Okay. I think it'll taste fine. We're going to take it from the widest part and start rolling it. It's sticking to the paper. That is not cool. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's breaking actually. You're supposed to tightly roll it. I will pinch it back together. I will remake it. It has been remade. Okay. Oh Lord, it's like the saddest burrito you ever saw. Look at it. Ooh, it looks like a pickle or a slug or a green schlong or something. Okay. It's like a wrap. Okay. It's kind of sad. It's heavy and sad. Okay. So I rolled it together and I have this thing. Now we're going to place our sad looking little cucumber in the freezer. We're going to let it chill in the freezer for 15 minutes. And while it does that, we're going to start on the Elf on the Shelf cookies. For the Elf on the Shelf sugar cookies, we're going to need the sugar cookie mix here, 3 tablespoons of butter, an egg yolk, and a tablespoon of water. And you want to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. All right, the first thing we need is a bowl. We're going with this one. We have our sugar cookie mix. We're going to cut this packet open. And pour it in the bowl. Okay. And then we add our tablespoon of water. Egg yolk. I like my little bowl. I've had this forever. I found it in an antique store. It's Falls Creek, Pennsylvania, Jackson vitrified china. I just thought it was a pretty pattern. It's kind of a greenish color. It's really pretty. And I'll put in my butter right here. It's supposed to be room temperature, which by now it should be. Okay, we want to mix all that together just like we did for the twirl cookies. Somebody is outside mowing on December 23rd because I think they're trying to find a reason to not be in the house. I happen to know it's a neighbor whose mother-in-law has been staying with him for about a week now. I think he's finding any reason he can to get out of the house. Bless his heart. It's probably driving him crazy. If he's out there mowing right now, I don't even know what he's mowing. There's nothing to mow. I think I can about get in there and do that with my hands. That's what she said. So you just mush it, and look at that. We made a ball. We did. We made a ball. Okay, we have our dough here. So we're all done with that bowl. Now here I have a floured, I use this Pam stuff again. I sprayed some of this on a piece of wax paper. I don't really think I need it except to place our dough on. Now we want to divide it roughly in half here. So we have roughly two halves. Split it again. It's like cell division. Two more. Let's see. We're supposed to make little 2-inch balls. Roughly. It doesn't matter. My kids and I are going to be the ones eating these, and I don't think we care. We want to end up with a total of 16 balls. And they're not equal. Some of them are a little larger, but that's all right. I'm not really worried about it. So you got these globs of dough here. Okay. Now, got my cookie sheet here. We're going to start rolling them into little balls. And we want to place them 2 inches apart on our prepared sheet. And I did lightly spray this with some cooking spray, just regular cooking spray, not that flour stuff. So I've got my oven preheated in there. It's ready to go. I'm just making balls. Now, before we put them in the oven, we have to place them in the refrigerator to chill for just a few minutes before we bake them. Okay, these are the last 4. That one here. Let's give this one a little bit from this one. That's better. And our last one. Now I'm going to pop these in the refrigerator for just a few minutes. And then we're going to bake these at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 7 minutes. And then we're going to bring them back and get out the little edible decals, place them on top of the cookies gently, and then we are going to bake them again for another 3 minutes. So let's go ahead and do the chilling in the refrigerator, 7 minutes of baking, and then we'll get ready to do decals. And here we have our lovely little cookies. They have baked for 7 minutes. And now we have our cute little edible decals. Spread some Christmas cheer. Merry Christmas. Believe. Snow days. And it's just a repeat. So I have enough here for each cookie to get one. You want to just carefully peel them away. Place it on top. Okay. You just have to be very careful with them so they don't tear. Now after we do this, we are going to put them back in the oven for 3 minutes. I think I actually made these cookies too small. I think I was supposed to make 8 cookies instead of 16, but that's okay. We will have 8 with decorations and 8 that don't. And that actually works out great. My younger son doesn't really like these edible things, so he would probably rather have the plain ones anyway. All right, so we are going to place this back in the oven for another 3 minutes, and we will see how they look when they're done. Oh, look at them. They're very cute. They have the little edible decals on these. And then we have our plain sugar cookies here. Oh, they look so cute. Okay, so what we have to do now is we have to let these chill for a minute, and then I'm going to transfer them to this little cooling rack here. And then when we come back, we will give these a try. I didn't forget about our sad cucumber. I have it out. It is now thoroughly chilled for its 15 minutes in the freezer. It does. It looks like a wrap. Well, it is a wrap. Okay. Let's see what we need to do to it. Now, we have removed it from the freezer. We're going to slice off the uneven ends. The whole thing is uneven, though. I don't care. Oh, isn't it cute? Look, it's already festive. I'm sticking these on the cookie sheet just like they are. Should I? I'll cut it like that. You can see through it. I'm putting it on there like that. Okay. So, we want to slice it into 16 portions between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 of an inch thick. I'm not good at measuring. Oh, aren't they pretty? Hold on. Look at them. Oh, they're pretty. Oh. I'm just placing them on my greased cookie sheet over here. Okay. Look at it. They're so pretty. Oh, it's nice. Put them on my pan. Oh, they're so pretty. Oh, look at them. It looks like sushi. I ate that one. I'm going to just tell you now. So you're supposed to place these 2 inches apart. I'm actually going to need another pan. I'm going to grab another pan, and then we're going to pop these in the oven. And before we pop them in the oven, we're going to sprinkle them with sanding sugar, which is a fun name for big sugar. It looks like salt. I hope it's not. And I'll do it for the others too. I didn't want to deprive you. I wanted you to be able to see me place this dough on my pan. So I have another pan that I have greased. You can see here I have my slices, my little cookie slices. We're just going to place them 2 inches apart. I think I have enough room to give them plenty of space on this pan. I do. And then again, we're going to take this sanding sugar. We'll take this. God, it looks like pretzel salt. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit of sanding sugar on each one of these little cookies. I had a lot left over. All right, now I will take these in the other pan and pop them in the oven. Then we'll take a look. Okay, I got my little swirly cookies done. I burned them a little bit. That's what happens when you put cookies in the oven and then you go into another room and you start talking to one of your kids and you forget about the cookies for a little bit. So some of them are a little extra crispy, but I mean, we do have some good looking ones here, and I like burnt popcorn, so maybe I'll like those. Anyway, we now have our elf on the shelf cookies ready, and we have our little twirly cookies ready. So let's taste them and see how they are. Okay, we are back with our cookies. I have some of them here. The elf on the shelf cookies, I think I tried to remove them from the pan a little bit too soon, and they got a little bit kind of squished up. That was totally my fault. We're gonna try one of those. This is an interesting looking one. We're gonna try our little swirl cookies. The burnt ones were not good. I had to dispose of those. That's why it's always a good thing to remember when you're baking something, don't wander off and start doing other stuff, because it's very easy to forget until whatever you're baking is burnt. So, but most of the cookies fortunately are fine. That's what the underside looks like. So we will try one of these, and we will try one of the elf on the shelf cookies. Here's one. Yeah, they're a little warped. They're actually still kind of pliable. I let them thoroughly cool on the cooling rack. And we would try one of these elf on the shelf sugar cookies. They're still a little chewy. I like them like that. Honestly, that edible decal tastes like paper. My younger son doesn't like stuff with that on it. He'll eat around it. They're good. They're good. They're just plain sugar cookies, and they're yummy. Honestly, though, they're a little bit bland. It tastes like they could use a little bit more vanilla or something. They're a tad bit bland. But the outer edges are crunchy. I like that. Very nice. Okay, now we'll try one of the twirl cookies. Let's see. I'll try this one. So it's pretty with the green and the red, and then the regular sugar cookie, which is kind of a yellowish color. They're definitely firmer than the elf on the shelf cookies, although to be fair, the elf on the shelf cookies, I divided them up too much. It was only supposed to be 8 cookies, so that's my fault. They should have been larger, but let's try these. They're hard. But this one was not burnt. But I did end up leaving them in there a little bit too long, obviously. So this one I think was this close to being burnt. But it's actually really good. It's kind of hard. I mean, it's not a soft cookie. These have a better flavor. They do. They definitely taste better. They're good. They have a better sugar cookie flavor about them than the elf on the shelf cookies. So for my sad little burrito, I got some very festive, yummy twirl cookies for Christmas. Okay. So that is the conclusion of my cookie baking for this Christmas. We have our elf on the shelf cookies and our little twirl cookies with the festive red and green. I think I like these were better. I liked these better than these, although I made these too small. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed getting to see these little cookies come into being. And I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.